If you were to see a photograph of the waters of Banff National Park without any context, you might assume the saturation had been turned up to an impossible level, or that the image was a digital painting of a world that couldn't possibly exist. We are heading into the heart of Alberta, Canada, to explore Banff National Park, a place where the mountains don't just touch the sky, they seem to pierce it. This is a journey into a true alpine wonderland, a sanctuary of emerald waters, jagged limestone cathedrals, and a wild spirit that remains beautifully untamed. To understand the soul of Banff, you must first stand at the edge of its most famous jewels, Lake Louise and Moraine Lake. There is a specific quality to the light here, especially in the early morning as the sun begins to crest the surrounding peaks. As the darkness retreats, the water reveals a color that defies the standard vocabulary of blue or green. It is a brilliant, opaque turquoise, so vibrant it looks as if it were glowing from beneath the surface. This isn't a trick of the light or a chemical anomaly. It is a miracle of physics known as glacial flower. High above these lakes, massive glaciers grind against the limestone and quartz of the mountain faces. As the ice moves, it pulverizes the rock into a fine, silk-like powder. When the summer sun melts the glacial ice, this silt is carried down into the lakes, where it remains suspended in the water. These tiny particles are the perfect size to scatter the shortest wavelengths of light, the blues and greens, creating a visual spectacle that has drawn travelers from across the globe for over a century. Standing at the shoreline of Lake Louise, with the Victoria Glacier looming at the far end of the valley, you feel a profound sense of scale. The lake is a mirror for the mountains, a still, cold basin that holds the history of the Ice Age in every drop. This is a place that demands presence. It asks you to stop, to breathe in the scent of subalpine fir and cold stone, and to acknowledge that there are still corners of the world where nature reigns supreme. It is a reminder of the violent geological forces that birthed this range millions of years ago, as tectonic plates collided and forced the seabed high into the clouds. It is a reminder of the violent geological forces that birthed this range millions of years ago, as tectonic plates collided and forced the seabed high into the clouds. You aren't just looking at a single mountain, you are looking at a sea of peaks, an endless succession of ridges and valleys that stretch toward the horizon in a jagged, white-capped rhythm. You aren't just looking at a single mountain, you are looking at a sea of peaks, an endless succession of ridges and valleys that stretch toward the horizon in a jagged, white-capped rhythm. Banff is not just a collection of scenery, it is a vital, thriving ecosystem. It is a place where the wild still has the right of way. This is the realm of the grizzly bear, the black bear, the elk, and the bighorn sheep. To walk the trails of Banff is to enter their home, a realization that brings a sharp, exhilarating edge to every hike. In the meadows, you might find a massive bull elk, its antlers spanning 5 feet across, grazing with a regal indifference to the humans watching from a distance. In the higher alpine reaches, mountain goats navigate impossible cliffs with a grace that puts the best human climbers to shame. However, the presence of these animals is not a coincidence or a stroke of luck. It is the result of some of the most sophisticated conservation efforts in the world. As human travel through the park increased over the decades, the conflict between the modern world and the wild world grew. Conservation here is an act of love, an ongoing commitment to ensure that the wild heart of the Rockies continues to beat for generations to come. You stop at Peyto Lake, where a short hike leads to a viewpoint overlooking a basin of water so impossibly bright it looks like blue paint has been poured into a wolf-shaped mold. To walk near its edge is to witness the raw power of erosion. The ice, hundreds of feet thick, is a deep, translucent blue, carved with crevasses that seem to lead into the very heart of the earth. The Parkway is a place of transition, where the lush forests of the lower valleys give way to the harsh, beautiful world of the high alpine. It is a drive that demands you take your time, to pull over at every waterfall and every lookout, to let the sheer, unadulterated majesty of the landscape sink into your bones. As our journey through Banff National Park draws to a close, it's worth reflecting on why places like this matter so much in our increasingly busy and digital lives. There is a healing power in the great outdoors that cannot be replicated in a studio or on a screen. The Alpine Wonderland is more than just a destination, it is a sanctuary for the human spirit. The sound of the wind through the pines, the sight of a grizzly in a meadow, and the reflection of the 10 peaks in the still waters of Moraine Lake become a part of your internal landscape. We are leaving the forests and glaciers behind for the high-altitude deserts of South America. Our next journey takes us to Bolivia, to the Sala de Uyuni. There, we will stand on the world's largest mirror, a place where the earth and the sky become one, and the horizon simply vanishes. It is a landscape that feels like another planet entirely, a vast expanse of white salt that transforms into a perfect reflection of the heavens during the rainy season. It is a place of silence, salt, and infinite space. We look forward to seeing you there as we continue to visit the most beautiful places in the world. Until then, keep your eyes on the peaks, your feet on the trail, and your heart open to the wonders of the wild.